Okay, I think there were some technical difficulties. We're sorry. I will project again.
So we're just gonna wait for some others to join. But in the meantime, this Kahoot will be about 6 questions only. So you can have a refresh from what we saw yesterday. I hope you paid attention. And also this will help for the people that are joining us today. So you know what we saw yesterday. And well, if you have any questions, please let us know. Yesterday, we talked about what's marketing, the areas of application of marketing. Um, Also, we saw the difference between UX and UI. And well, I don't want to give any spoilers for the questions, but um, I don't know if someone else will join. Okay, so in the spirit of going forward with this presentation, I'm gonna hit the start button. So good luck to everyone and good luck. So what are the main objectives of digital marketing? Remember, we saw this yesterday. Don't be shy on your answers. There are no right or wrong. Great. So 8 of you paid attention yesterday. Thank you. The other 4, there are more questions, don't worry. Well, thank you, Rina. You're on the right path there. So, true or false? Search engine optimization is part of digital marketing. Okay, everyone's answering fast. Ah, congratulations, everyone. Yes, actually, search engine optimization is a topic for today. So it's good to know that you know it's part of digital. KPI stands for Great, yes. Key performance indicator, it's using your marketing strategy in order to see if your objective is being fulfilled. So congratulations to those 10 who answered correctly. The other 3, keep it up. Don't worry, we have another 4 questions. Congratulations to Rina, who doesn't want to give up her space there. Now, true or false, you want to push your clients rather than pull them. It's in fact false. You want to pull your clients rather than push them. What you want is to understand what they want, and this was a part of marketing myopia. Don't worry for the 8 that answered true. You have another 3 questions left. Rina, what happened there? Okay. It's getting interesting here. So, UI stands for. Excellent, yes, user interface. The other was UX, and UX is for user experience, which has something to do with the next question. So I'm not gonna say anymore. Yes, Pili, you're on fire, excellent. So, user experience, the main objective is to great. Sorry, UX main objective is not to design cute shop fronts on your stores. Sorry about that one, but yes, how you want your client to live your brand. Let's see how you're doing on your scores. Okay, perfect. And the last question, so everybody, the names of the presenters are Andrea and Marianne, true or false? Okay, we have a 50-50 here. Yes, it's false. My name is actually Mariana, but it was tricky. So let's see who made it to the podium. So congratulations, everyone. This was just an activity to get things started. And now we can begin with our agenda of today. But first, we're gonna introduce ourselves again, given that 7 of you didn't remember quite well who we were. So
okay, so thank you everyone for participating in the activity. And my name is Andrea Castillo. For the ones who were not here yesterday, I am 24 years old and I have a degree in marketing and advertising. One of my hobbies is to travel, and I'm one of the founders of Etc. Studio along with Mariana, and she's gonna introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mariana Matan. As Andrea said, I'm one of the founders of Etc. Studio. I also have a degree in marketing and advertising, and my hobbies are traveling, watching movies and series, but also eating and sleeping. So those are my favorite things to do. And what we are gonna see today are some digital tools, how they work, how can you use them, and also we're gonna talk about media and some interesting points there so you take into consideration when someone is talking to you about digital marketing. First of all, we're going to see what are digital tools, and these are programs, websites, or online resources that their objective is to make your tasks easier to complete, and you can have different types of tasks like collaborating on projects like Google Drive, or organizing meetings, people, and calendars. Also tracking your media performance, which is something we're gonna focus more today, and a lot of more tools. So first.
Okay, so this is one of the tools. It's called conversion funnel. And well, a conversion funnel is an optimized conversion funnel. And it means the difference between making a healthy profit and a barely breaking even. So it maximizes the profit you get from your marketing campaigns, and also it is a way to visualize the flow and the conversion path on potential customers into paying customers. So if you can understand and analyze the process, then you can take actions to improve that flow. As you can see in the image, there's different stages in the funnel. So first, your potential customer becomes aware of your product. Second, you build interest in your product. Notice that the funnel gets smaller and smaller because not everyone who is aware of your product will have interest. Then the third stage, you need to plant the seed of desire for your product or service in order to engage them with the brand. Once again, if you can see, the funnel is getting smaller because you can't expect everyone who is interested to actually desire for your product. Finally, ask for an action. So for example, the action might be to buy something or sign up for an email list. This is the smallest part of the funnel because only a small percentage of the original potential customers will take this action.
So in each stage, you need to have different strategies because you can talk the same way to a person that maybe has never heard of your brand to a person that has consistently purchased your product or service. So we're gonna show you an example of an actual ad of this week. So first, we have here that Amazon makes their products aware to their customer by showing him or her something they've shown previous interest, and you want to engage with them. Well, generate interest, sorry. So if you've done something right, the customer will be swiping to see other products, and that will be the interest. And finally, if he or she sees something they like, they're gonna engage with it by clicking on the product in order to go to their site. And as Andrea said, what you want is to have a call to action. So here you need to make your user take action, in this example, on the purchase with information and attractive pictures, so you can turn your ad into a sale and your customer, well, your user into a customer. And now we're going to show you the difference between SEO and SEM. As you all answered on the quiz, search engine optimization is part of the digital marketing. And this is a process of optimizing your site in order to rank well in the search results in an organic way. So to give an example, if we run an online store that sells custom water bottles, we'd want to make sure that our site shows up in the organic results of Google when someone searches for custom water bottles or some other keywords that may be vital to our site in order to appear.
So now we also have the SEM, which stands for Search Engine Marketing. And this is the process of paying to show up in the search results. So here there's a lot of terms you might hear that are, or like that all refer to paid search, like Google Ads or SEM. At a high level, an advertiser can bid for whatever keywords they want and create ads to show up when someone searches for the keyword. In our example of custom water bottles, we could bid for the word custom water bottles and create an ad to show up when someone searches for that term. As you grow, you will understand how Google Ads work, and you will see just how powerful it can be with all kinds of strings and levers so you can test and pull to optimize your ads.
So the main, here we have a visual example of SEM and SEO, where you can see at the top of the search, we search for templates PowerPoint, and you can see that it has the ad word, and you can sometimes find this on the left side or the right side of your search. And the SEO, the organic results, doesn't have any word next to it like ad, and that means that the site is ranking well in an organic way. And the main differences between SEO and SEM: in SEO, you can generate sustained long-term value once established, because it takes longer to make it to the top, but once you're there, it means your audience is well aware of your site. You also have here that organic results come with inherent trustworthiness to the users, as it cannot be paid for. And finally, yes, it involves more work, but there is no cost in doing it. So that's another difference between SEO.
And then for SEM, this one allows for immediate results, as you can launch a campaign in minutes and start generating returns. The data that you provide for SEM is far superior to organic search, as Mariana said, and this allows you for deeper keywords and competitive insights. It also gives you a platform to test different experiences and learn what works for your audience is better in terms of ad copy, land pages, and other variables.
So you may be asking which one is better, but there is not a correct or incorrect answer here, because it depends on what you're looking for, what are your objectives, and these objectives will define which one is better for your strategy.
So now we're going to talk about another tool that is really helpful, and it's called Google Analytics. This is a plugin that allows you to track and analyze all of your website traffic and interactions. When we talk about traffic, it refers to the visitors in your website. Google Analytics is a must-have tool for anyone who's looking forward to growing with their websites with digital marketing. So how can you grow your website using Google Analytics? Well, it enables you to track certain important elements of your website.
And it works on elements like traffic, or their duration, the sources of the traffic, what pages they visited, among others.
So let's suppose you're running ads for your product on Google, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. So now you have 4 different ways from where you can get traffic to your website. And once you install Google Analytics and get started with it to help with the tracking.
We're gonna show you some examples of how Google Analytics looks. Here's an example of live data: how many persons are on your website, where did they come from. You also have their principal locations, so you can see where you are more known. And also you can see the traffic source, if it's coming in an organic way, if it's coming from an ad, and you can have these different metrics in order to help you grow your site. You can do this by linking your domain to Google Analytics or putting it on your website programming.
Now we're going to talk about other tool, and this is Creator Studio. So this Creator Studio is a social media content management tool within Facebook that helps you creators and publishers to manage their content. Also, they can track performance and connect meaningfully with their audiences on Facebook and Instagram. Think of this as a powerful desktop hub where you can do different things like schedule content posts in Facebook, scheduling Instagram, scheduling stories, automated responses, contact tracking, video content features, and reviews of the insights. So here are some examples of how Creator Studio looks like. As you can see all the statistics, the tracking of your audience, and how many likes you have, how many comments, and how you've been doing for the past months or years, so you can see what's better for you and what's been working better for your business.
So now we're gonna go to media. And media in a general way are these communication outlets or tools used to store and or deliver information or data. So the first thing you need to consider is your target audience. So your target audience refers to the specific group of consumers most likely to want your product or service. So therefore, this group of people are the ones who should see your ad campaign. The target audience can be divided by age, by gender, income, location, interest, and a lot of other factors.
So now let's see what's the difference between social media and mass media. So the major difference between these two terms is that mass media puts the audience in a passive position, while social media puts the audience at the center. People are both the audience and the content creators, but it provides a unique experience of social collaboration and social interaction. Let's see some other
differences
between social and mass media.
So in social, what you have is you can have a personalized audience. You can choose who sees your campaign and where. You can also track your results, have feedback, insights, what they're seeing, what not, when they're stopping, etc. And some examples of these are social media, ads on your own sites, email marketing, and a lot more.
So on the other hand, we have mass media, which has a bigger audience. You can choose who sees your campaigns, and you don't have a feedback from the users. And some of the examples of this type of media is the newspaper, magazines, the TV, and radio spots.
And just to add something really quick, remember that this doesn't mean that social or mass is better than the other type of media. It's just that sometimes one works better for your objectives. It's the same with it, like with SEO and SEM. You have to see your objectives, what's your strategy, and sometimes you wanna reach a whole country, so maybe it's better mass media, but sometimes you just wanna reach teenagers with high income that live in a specific state, to give an example. So maybe it's better social. So it's not necessarily one better than the other. And another term or concept that we like a lot, and it's functioning really well nowadays, is gamification. gamification is a relatively new concept that uses game thinking and game mechanics in a non-game context. So this can not only help to boost the productivity of the user, but also helps you push a successful digital marketing platform.
Yeah, so at the core of gamification strategy, like the strategy is the rewards. So it doesn't matter if these rewards are tangible or not, because the players want to accomplish their tasks to get these points or achievements. So they can go to the next level or to get another award. So after this, these players can display their rewards and like the things they've been doing in this game in social media or other media platforms.
And another huge incentive for the users is the display of the accomplished tasks, or like a leaderboard. So they have the ability to compete against other users for a top spot, and that encourages user competition. An example of this could be an app I think most of us have used, and it's called Waze. Waze takes a non-game context, which is the maps and where you're going, and it introduces game mechanics like if you go through some street, you have the reward of a candy, and if you help the other users by telling them that there's a street closed, you get points. And these little mechanics helps the user to interact better with the platform, and well, the experience, it's a whole different world. And we're gonna show you an example. We think it's a pretty good example of gamification. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may even have played it, but let's see this video case, and there will be some questions later. So we encourage you to pay attention.
Bandersnatch is a unique Black Mirror story in that it's interactive. You, the viewer, get to decide what's going to happen. It's actually quite complicated behind the scenes, but for the viewer, it's fairly straightforward. You are given choices. Will you go out of the door or will you jump out the window? But there's myriad sort of timelines and story branches you can go down. Netflix asked us if we'd be interested in doing an interactive story. I knew I wanted to do another period episode, and I thought, well, what if you're controlling somebody in the past? So it kind of spiraled from there.
The past is immutable, Stefan. We can't choose differently with hindsight.
The story itself focuses on a young guy called Stefan Butler.
Stefan, sorry, that's right, I get it. Stefan is a video game coder, and it's a story about him trying to make his first game and get it published.
Tucker's an entrepreneur, he's a bit of a hustler, and he's set up his company, Tuckersoft, and he's got basically a bunch of nerds in, and he's just working them dry, basically.
I'm Colin, yeah?
Yeah, I've played all of your games.
Colin is a gifted games developer. He recognises a certain talent in Stefan. How did you know that?
It was very challenging at every stage. There were points where, in working stuff out, it got like trying to do a Rubik's Cube in your head. And I had to literally get up from my desk and kind of walk around the house holding my head.
It was a new experience producing this film. I remember midway through the first day, literally ripping up the call sheet and the running order and going, okay, we need to do this a different way.
Then you've got the actors having to keep track of where their character is, bearing in mind that the previous morning they may have played themselves in a different timeline.
It's really hard to get your head around which scenes you're doing because there's just so many.
Sometimes I'd be delivering what I thought was version 3 of the dialogue, and I can see the actor opposite me giving me the eyes of, say, that's version 4, mate.
As you watch or play, you kind of become part of the story yourself.
The interactive element was core. It was adding a whole other conceptual value.
There's all sorts of different narrative paths, and they could lead you in this direction or that, or they can even lead you in a great big loop all the way back to the very beginning.
Bandersnatch.
Banda what?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch is a unique Black Mirror story in that it's interactive.
Okay, so first of all, who wants to share something about the video, or what you like, what you didn't, or what you understood?
You can answer on your the comments, or if you want to give a verbal opinion as well, it's perfect either way. Okay, don't worry.
Oh, they're answering it.
Okay.
Different concept. Okay. Anyone else wants to share something? Well, as you can see in this video, Netflix has this series called Black Mirror, but now they wanted to do something different. So they applied this concept, which is gamification. So they applied all these game mechanics to interact with the users. So now you don't have to watch only, so you can also play, and you can also decide how the show is gonna end. Yeah, so Sofia Ferreira says your decisions interact with the story. Thank you.
So the first official question
is, you think the target they're aiming for is social or mass media? What do you think? Is Netflix, does Netflix, yeah. Social media, Alejandra Gomez.
Social?
Social, yeah.
Why do you think it's social rather than mass media? Perfect.
Okay, they get a response for the audience.
Well, yes, we also think it's more of a social media approach, given that Netflix it's not available for everyone, and also because of your answers that you have a lot of feedback. So perfect answers. Thank you.
Then the second question is, what statistics could be measured in this case? So what do you think Netflix can know with these statistics after everyone's been playing the game? What people prefer? Preferences, audience preferences, the decision that the audience make. Perfect. Yeah, so with this game, Netflix can see how many people was playing, how many people finished the game, how many people stopped playing, and like for how long people were playing. So this is a great way to know, as you're saying, what people like or what they want. So also in the future, they can make something different or new with these statistics that they already have.
A fun fact I would like to add here. I don't know if some of you or many of you played this game, but when this became famous, Netflix said that there was one ending that no one had been able to get to. That even though there were a lot of different types of answers, a lot of different paths, there was one ending that not even the producers could get to. So this type of comment like improved or made more interest within the community, like I need to get to that ending. So that types of things can help you, like if you see that your game is, then you can say something like this, and it's like a boost, so people will play it again and again and again until they reach this final, that it may exist or it may not, but it's a really interactive way. It's really fun to play. It's another way to do things. So it's a really good way to boost your digital marketing.
And finally, what did you like or dislike about this case?
You can be completely honest. Not everyone likes games. Maybe you would prefer to see the movie or something. So don't be shy. Okay. Someone didn't like the story of the game, and it's really valid. For I wouldn't want to watch it. The concept was interesting. For example, I didn't like the story either. I found it really slow, and that's my point of view, but maybe I'm not the target they were aiming for. So you have to consider those things when you launch something like that, that not everyone's gonna like it, but at the end of the day, what you want is to be known, generate this interest, and get to the action part of the funnel that Andrea presented.
Yeah, also they got new users to watch the show, because maybe they only had a certain number of users that watched the show. But after this, some other people were interested in the shows, and they just like kept watching Black Mirror, which is great because they got new people.
So thank you all for your inputs on this case. And now we would like to know if you have any questions for us.
You can open your microphones if you want to speak. Or write them on the chat.
We know that there is not a second Kahoot, but maybe you have questions and you don't have to be shy. You can say, thank you, Irene.
Okay, so I think there's no questions.
Hi, good afternoon.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Sorry. Just wanted to say I couldn't join the first session yesterday because as a teacher, I was still, we still didn't start our recess week. So I didn't join the session yesterday, I apologize. But with the Kahoot, I didn't log in to take part in Kahoot, but I knew a lot of the terms that were, being asked about. So, and I appreciate the presentation today. So thank you very much for what you did. I mean, in terms of the Netflix series, I thought that was a very good use as a resource for the topic that you were discussing, because I remember watching that Netflix special, Bandersnatch, I believe it was called, and I never got to the happy ending either. It was always something negative, but in terms of the marketing and the advertisements, and it was actually done really well within the show as well as for the show. So I appreciate that use as well. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you. Don't worry about the session yesterday. We have everything recorded, and we will post it on YouTube, and we'll send all of you the link later on.
Perfect. Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you, Alejandra and Linda, for your comments. We really appreciate them.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read some comments here from Alejandra. Thanks for the presentation. Linda, I would like to congratulate you girls. It is very exciting to see how your generation is doing such great things. And Fernando Espinosa said, thanks for the information, very useful for me. Well, thank you girls. And here we have their Instagram and email from Etcetera Studio. It's a marketing agency here in Mexico. So if you want to follow them, please do. And we will be presenting the next talk in about 10 minutes, so don't miss it. And thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.